Love's Dog by the Scottish poet Jen Hadfield was published in her second collection, Nigh No Place, in 2008, which won the T.S. Eliot Prize for Poetry in the same year. The poem explores the highs and lows and the often contradictory nature of falling in and out of love, through a series of highly personal metaphors, which she employs to list what she both loves and hates about it. The poem is 16 lines long, comprising 8 couplets. There is no fixed metrical or rhythmical structure, although Hadfield does use a form of repetition known as anaphora, where a word or phrase is repeated at the beginning of successive clauses, to give the poem a rhythmical quality. The anapaestic rhythm of the first 6 syllables of each line, e.g., what I love about love and what I hate about love, diddy-dum, creates a hypnotic feel. The poem also does not have a fixed rhyme scheme, although Hadfield does employ different rhyming techniques, such as double rhyme in the first stanza, i.e. diagnosis and prognosis, identical rhyme in the second stanza, i.e. me and me, masculine or single rhyme in the third stanza, i.e. zoo and you, consonantal rhyme in the 5th stanza, i.e. doubloons and bird bones, and para-rhyme in the 8th stanza, i.e. pirate and parrot, to give the poem a sense of musicality and cohesion. Other sound patterning techniques include alliteration, such as burnt toast and bone meal, sibilants, such as spin cycle, and consonants, such as bent cigarette. Each couplet employs parallel syntax, where the second line is structured similarly to the first, i.e. what I X about love is its Y. This structure was inspired by a poem by the Scottish poet Edwin Morgan entitled A View of Things, where he lists a seemingly random collection of self-contained and disconnected observations in alternating pairs of things he loves and hates, e.g. what I love about dormice is their size, what I hate about rain is its sneer. In contrast to Morgan, Hadfield does not dart around from one unconnected thing to another. She instead focuses on one topic, love. The way she pairs things she loves and hates about it, in discrete stanzas, suggests that the experience of love is a polarizing one within the heart and mind of the individual, and that it simultaneously provokes conflicting emotions, creating in the process something that is multifaceted and often extreme and contradictory in nature. Each of her observations is an idiosyncratic metaphor in that each is individual and personal to her, creating a poem which does not rely on the usual clichés about love. Similarly to Morgan, Hadfield does not provide any further context or clues to aid the reader in understanding what she wants her metaphors to convey, leaving us to interpret them on our own as best we can. Some of her metaphors are more accessible than others, but they are often opaque, suggesting that love is a unique experience and that we all experience it in different, crazy, illogical ways. Over the 16 lines, there are 9 statements asserting what she loves about love, while there are 7 statements asserting what she hates, suggesting that on balance she feels there is more to love about love than to hate, but perhaps only marginally. Hadfield's diction is plain and often monosyllabic, perhaps evoking how she feels that to love and be loved is a primal urge, i.e. that our need for it is basic and fundamental. The poem is also written in the present tense, simultaneously giving it a sense of immediacy and timelessness, allowing us to surmise that Hadfield, even though she may have a current love affair in mind, is perhaps also finding commonalities across all of her love affairs as she distills the essence of what love is, for her. A number of her metaphors contain references or allusions to magic and children's fantasy and adventure stories such as Eat Me, Drink Me, Shrinking Potion, doubloons, pirate and parrot, suggesting that love is often an exciting and transformative experience, even if it isn't always positive, while others, such as boil wash, burnt toast and bent cigarette, communicate a much more mundane and humdrum view. Apart from the capital letters which demarcate the beginning of a poetic line, and the capital letters, hyphens and forward slash in Eat Me, Drink Me in line 4, the poem is otherwise completely lacking in punctuation, even at the end. We can infer a number of things from this. Not only perhaps that she believes that love itself is raw and uncrafted, and therefore that the writing about it should similarly be so, but also that the way in which we experience it is open-ended and subject to change, as also suggested by the way in which she comes to no particular conclusion. It is what it is, and that's all there is to it. Not only is the poem's structure a homage to a view of things, as previously mentioned, but its title is also, and is taken from the line, "What I hate about love is its dog." Hadfield has said that phrase of Edwin Morgan stayed with me for a long time. It speaks to me of the effort and deliberation of love. This may be because of the word's similarity to the adjective dogged, which means showing tenacity or a grim persistence. It is often paired with the noun determination, and suggests perhaps that she believes that the highs and lows of love are not easy to navigate, and that it is a journey requiring acceptance and persistence. The poem begins, "What I love about love is its diagnosis. What I hate about love is its prognosis." A diagnosis is the identification of the nature of an illness or other problem by an examination of the symptoms, and suggests that for the poet, a highlight of love is the identification of the moment you realise you've fallen for someone, with symptoms such as your heart beating faster and feeling butterflies in your tummy when you see them. A prognosis, on the other hand, is the likely course of a medical condition. The fact that the poet hates this part of love suggests that, for all its thrills and excitement at the start, she has found that it may often be terminal or not work out. The words diagnosis and prognosis come from a semantic field of disease, suggesting that she sees love as an illness that you catch, with little you can do to control it. The second stanza continues, "What I hate about love is its me, me, me. What I love about love is its eat me, drink me." A downside of love is its selfishness, she says. The repetition of the personal pronoun me 3 times in succession, using a technique known as epizeuxis, suggests that once we are in love, it is constantly clamouring for all of our attention, so that we are unable to focus on anything else. The upside of this, she says, however, is that it is a time when we cannot get enough of our partner, to the extent that love can be seen as a nourishing life force which feeds our appetite and quenches our thirst. This is perhaps also an oblique reference to Alice's Adventures in Wonderland by Lewis Carroll. When Alice falls down the rabbit hole, she finds a bottle labelled "Drink Me" and a cake labelled "Eat Me." The liquid inside the bottle makes her shrink and the cake makes her grow, perhaps implying that love has almost hallucinogenic power to alter our sense of who we are. In the third stanza, we learn that what I love about love is its petting zoo. A petting zoo is a zoo at which visitors are permitted to stroke and feed the animals, evoking ideas of love and care, and suggesting that what she loves about love is the sense of being looked after and the physicality of its lovemaking. She adds that what she also loves about love is its zookeeper, you. This is the first time that we have had an indication that this poem is addressed to someone in particular. It's interesting to note that the zookeeper is the person in charge of the petting zoo, and that Hadfield casts her partner in this role, perhaps suggesting that she recognises there is an unequal power in their relationship that she is happy to accept. Note how Hadfield breaks the pattern in this stanza, with both lines of the couplet focusing on what she loves about love. The fourth stanza continues on a positive note. What I love about love is its truth serum. A truth serum is a drug which is supposedly able to bring about a state in which a person answers questions truthfully, and so communicates that what she appreciates about love is the fact that it forces you to be honest about how you feel. She does, however, counter this with the assertion, what I hate about love is its shrinking potion. This is perhaps another oblique reference to Alice's adventures in Wonderland. The potion that Alice is ordered to drink makes her shrink. It's not clear what Hadfield intends to communicate in this image, but it perhaps suggests that love, when the relationship is not going well, can make you feel that you are small and somehow less of a person. In the fifth stanza, she reveals that what I love about love is its doubloons. What I love about love is its bird bones. Doubloons are old gold coins from Spain and South America, and are often associated with pirates in the exciting hunt for hidden treasure in exotic places, and so perhaps communicates that love is romantic and creates precious moments of discovery that are to be highly prized. The bird bones in Hadfield's second metaphor in this couplet is slightly more opaque in its meaning, but perhaps lies in the fact that it is the delicate yet strong structure of birds' bones, which are hollow yet reinforced with internal cross walls, that enables them to fly, perhaps implying that not only is love both fragile and resilient, but that it also makes us feel as though we are capable of soaring to great heights. In the sixth stanza, Hadfield turns to the more mundane experience of doing the laundry for her inspiration. What I hate about love is its boil wash. What I love about love is its spin cycle. The second metaphor here is perhaps more readily understandable than the first. A boil wash on a washing machine is a program which brings the water up to a temperature of 95 degrees centigrade in order to destroy bacteria and tackle stains. Heat is often associated with passion, but here the heat seems to be uncomfortably hot, suggesting that love can cause us pain, especially perhaps if we are angry, as in the phrase boiling with rage. The spin cycle is where the laundry is spun really fast to force the water out of it, and suggests that Hadfield loves the fact that it can also be so exciting that it makes us feel dizzy. In the seventh stanza, Hadfield subtly alters her language. Instead of what she loves about love, we learn about what she loathes about love. The verb loathe is a synonym for hate, and means to feel an intense dislike or disgust for something. Note how the verbs love and loathe have very similar sound patterns, suggesting perhaps that she feels that love and hate are two sides of the same coin. The image of burnt toast and bone meal is another one which is slightly more puzzling, but it seems to hint at the end of a relationship. Burnt toast is inedible. It smells and tastes bitter because it has been in the toaster too long, perhaps symbolising the bitterness that is felt once a relationship has more than run its course. Bone meal is dried and ground up animal bones used for fertiliser or animal feed. Remember that Hadfield has already referenced bird bones in the fifth stanza. No longer in a living animal, allowing her and her partner to metaphorically soar, they have been effectively baked and crushed to be sprinkled on the ground, much like a cremation after a death, perhaps. The image of an imperfect bent cigarette, which follows, is also something about love that she hates. It's very difficult to draw properly on a cigarette that is bent, suggesting perhaps that sometimes the effort needed to be put into a relationship that is not ideal is not worth what you get out of it. The poem concludes with a final contrasting pair. What I love about love is its pirate. What I hate about love is its sick parrot. The image of a pirate echoes the image of doubloons in the 5th stanza, and once more hints at the idea of love being exciting, perhaps in the way it is able to swashbuckle its way to stealing your heart. In the final line, she switches her attention to a parrot, which we often associate on the shoulder of a pirate. This parrot, however, is sick, and seems to be a reference to the idiom as sick as a parrot, which is defined as being in a state of extreme disappointment. The fact that she juxtaposes these images underlines her feeling that the highs and lows of falling in love are inseparable. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments section below, and I'll do my best to answer them. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more videos on English language topics and exam techniques and English literature texts.